Good morning, I'm Jasmine Anderson. Only a Newsday. We're learning how school districts will implement the state's new cell phone ban. Middle and high school students must leave their phones in lockers or use lockable pouches. The policy was approved as part of the state budget. It does not apply to private schools, and there will be exemptions for educational, medical, or family circumstances. Still, no arrest in a shooting at a Brooklyn club that left 3 people dead. Shots were fired at Taste of the City Lounge in Crown Heights early Sunday morning. The city's police commissioner believes this was gang-related.
We believe that there were up to 4 shooters involved in this incident.
This is the city's second mass shooting in weeks. On July 29th, 4 people were killed in a Midtown office tower. One of the victims in that case was an off-duty NYPD officer. A Sayville man has been charged in a stabbing at Smith Point County Park in Shirley. Police say Alexander Murphy stabbed a 17-year-old in the back during a fight on Saturday. The victim suffered serious injuries. Dozens of affordable apartments could be coming to Riverside. Southampton Town is considering awarding $2.4 million to develop blighted lots on Flanders Road. The proposal hinges on a newly created sewer district, which officials hope will spark revitalization in the hamlet. Long Islanders are getting creative to celebrate the lives of their loved ones. Nearly a dozen people participated in a free crafting event at Pine Lawn Cemetery.
People don't associate this with sadness. It's a rebirth. It's a celebration of life.
Other public programs include yoga, beekeeping tours, and ladybug releases. Checking out your Monday weather, a sunny start to the week. If you're headed to the beach, beware of swells from Hurricane Erin. Heavy clouds are lingering this morning here at Foster Memorial Beach in Sag Harbor. Dangerous surf and rip currents could linger through much of the week. Now, we could also see some minor coastal flooding and beach erosion, so keep that in mind. Today, it's mostly cloudy and cooler. Temps only in the 70s across the island. Tomorrow, we'll see a bit more sunshine, and Wednesday, we could see rain. Thursday and Friday, it's a little sunnier and a little warmer too. Saturday is the nicer of the weekend days. Sunday, there is a chance for rain.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Sun Nation Energy, helping Long Island homes and businesses save with solar for over 20 years.
Only a Newsday. Families on the East End are suing over an alleged real estate scam that could leave them homeless. Macy Eglin explains why the man accused isn't being hit with criminal charges.
Payment of all taxes, transport fees.
The home Juan Marquina and his family have put much of their life savings into, auctioned off in front of East Hampton Town Hall.
You can see the deed. The deed is under my name and sold by Sullivan.
This despite a substantial down payment and payment plan with real estate investor Michael O'Sullivan. The family says they had no idea the home was actually in foreclosure. They're among 10 Latino families suing O'Sullivan, alleging he defrauded them by falsely representing the status of the properties.
Mal porque, ese dinero lo he estado prácticamente botando.
Rosa Kituisaka says she spent nearly $100,000 renovating the home she thought she owned.
No sabemos si la casa es para nosotros o no, o qué va a pasar. Entonces vivimos eso como pensando hasta cuándo. ¿Cuándo vamos a tener una respuesta que ya?
The deed for her $475,000 home in East Hampton initially wasn't recorded until she got an attorney involved. A title search turned up nearly $225,000 in liens and an undisclosed mortgage. Now she faces foreclosure and the loss of her down payment.
A Newsday investigation found multiple complaints against O'Sullivan filed with East Hampton police. Since 2016, at least 17 buyers have sued, alleging fraud and breach of contract in deals in which they've paid over $5 million.
I was astonished at how blatant the crimes that were being committed occurred. And then in the end, not only did they steal their money based on false promises, They then tried to steal the very home that they promised that they were going to get in the end. So it was not only theft, it was fraud.
Rogers urged police to criminally charge O'Sullivan. However, East Hampton Town Police Captain Gregory Martin said despite several complaints, quote, upon the conclusion of this investigation, an element of criminality wasn't substantiated.
Mr. O'Sullivan, can you talk to us?
O'Sullivan had no comment, but we did hear from his lawyers who said, quote, Mr. O'Sullivan has never made representations to buyers that were false or misleading, nor has he defrauded anyone. They deny any wrongdoing and assumptions that they were targeting Latino families. They say many came to them through referrals. As the cases make their way through court, the impacted families face uncertainty.
His home was put up for auction, so he feels that he has lost his home, but there's still a fight in a legal front, and he's still going to fight this out.
Reporting for Newsday TV, I'm Macy Eglund.
To read more about this story on Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Stephen Fask never thought much about the cost of pouring a glass of water, or even watering his lawn. But when the Baldwin Harbor resident started looking at his water bill last year, he did a double take.
One bill came in just shy of $400. The next bill was $350.
So he started digging. Liberty Utilities, his water company, through the State Public Service Commission, announced in a press release last year customers in Service Area 1 would see a levelized increase of 17%. But Fask, a retired financial analyst, had his doubts.
The numbers looked a little bit askew.
He crunched the numbers and found he was right. The actual increase he and other residential customers were paying was 27% for part of 2024, and then another 15% starting in the spring of 2025.
Compounded, the bills went up by 43%, which is astronomical.
The PSC says with a levelized increase, some municipal customers might pay less, and others, like residential customers, might pay more. Newsday reporter Mark Harrington, who investigated Fask's claims, says the higher rate increase was published, but may not have been properly communicated to residential customers. He found it buried in complicated documents online.
Thousands of pages of documents that you have to go through to find some of that stuff.
Liberty Utilities, in a statement to Newsday, says it works hard to let customers understand rate increases, adding, "We shared information about annual rate increases via special bill messages, our website, a news release, and public notices."
Even though Liberty says it communicated its rate increases to customers through multiple channels, some customers we spoke to say they still had no idea.
We haven't been using sprinklers or nothing, so we just wondering why it was so high.
Fask says he would like Liberty to have more transparency and maybe even spell out all the increases to customers, since he says another one is coming next year.
Come out and explain to them what happened. That's the communication that should happen right now, if nothing else.
In Baldwin Harbor, Andrew Enger, Newsday TV.
To read more on this story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Inside look at Long Island businesses as Newsday presents LI Works. Join Ken Buffa as he samples unique jobs and meets the people behind them. LI Works, now available at Newsday.com/LI Works.
You can see more on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other services you see right here. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Have a marvelous Monday. Thank you so much for watching.